Today we're going to do lesson 4.3, assignment 3, the graphic novel and picture books. The book that I picked is If You Were a Kid During the American Revolution by Will Mara. So I actually use this in my class. This is an engaging informational picture book that helps students understand what life was like for children living during the American Revolution. The grade level and standard alignments I used it in the 8th grade alternate assessment for social studies classroom during our unit on American Revolution, which was the AAD 8.4 to AAD 8.7. So specifically, it supports causes of the American Revolution, perspectives of the Loyalists and the Patriots. It also provided background text for some of the major battles by helping students understand how war impacted everyday life for people. So this book uses the question-answer format to describe what life would be like for a child during the American Revolution. It explores topics such as family roles, schooling, chores, and how the conflict between Britain and the colonies affected daily life. The text has a lot of visuals and simple explanations, which made it really appropriate for my students with diverse learning needs in my classroom, taking the alternate assessment. So how this supported my standards is it's effective because it connects abstract historical events to real life experiences, which is really critical for my students who need concrete examples. For the AAD 8.4, which was Causes of the Revolution, I used the book alongside a simplified lesson on events like the Stamp Act, the Boston Tea Party, and this book helps students understand why colonists were upset by showing how British policies affected everyday life, such as taxes on goods and on the goods the family used. For AAD 8.7, Loyalists versus Patriots, this book provides a foundation for discussing different perspectives and extending it by saying we sorted images or statements into Patriots versus Loyalists. You could do role playing or discuss how a child might feel if their family supported one side or another. I did not use that part because my kids, that's a very difficult concept of role playing, but also how do you think this child might feel, that lack of theory of mind. To support comprehension, we did visual supports, we did pictures, maps, timelines, we did some graphic organizers, and you could also use it to short scaffold primary sources with kids. This pairing also helps students move from basic understanding to comprehension and analysis, even with the students using alternate assessment framework. So in my classroom, I did use it as a read aloud to introduce the American Revolution. It did help bridge some historical events and student understanding. And it's a good tool for discussion and engagement, especially for students who benefit from storytelling and visuals. And I also have a couple of kids that wanted to read the book on their own, so that was really neat. They took it and read it during one of the center times. Students also could complete a daily in the life chart comparing colonial kids to themselves, drawing or sequencing events from their perspective. The guided discussion about fairness and rules, that's another one I did not use because that is a higher level for my kids of not understanding that lack of theory of mind. But we did talk about, even with this book, our classroom rules and some of what Britain was doing. So understanding that it's, they were in the same position kind of as we are today, is that there are rules to be followed. So overall, I really liked the book If You Were a Kid During the American Revolution by Will Mara. It was a good instruction tool, and I think it met my kids' needs at just the right age, which was a hard one to find. Either they were too high or they were too low. So it did discuss historical concepts and made it accessible, meaningful, and engaging for my students. It also supported key standards while helping students build empathy and deeper understanding of the past. Thank you.